I'm Paul Godfrey. Welcome to Commercial Champions, brought to you courtesy of the English Business Council. What is the nature of entrepreneurship? This is a question that I'm sure many people would love to know the answer to. Well, in the next series of interviews, we're going to meet people who have, in one way or another, become an entrepreneurial success. They're all people who share what I best call a certain factor X. Now, they didn't all start from great beginnings. Some of them have quite humble origins, but they've all, through dint of willpower, determination, or perhaps just pure good luck, achieved greatness in one way or another. And they're all people who have become champions of entrepreneurship. I think you're going to enjoy this series very much. You're most warmly welcome. And I think you're going to discover something very critical about the nature of entrepreneurship and just what a catalyst that moment of arrival here in the UAE can become. Welcome. So James, first things first, what brought you out here?
So I was working for a investment company back in the United Kingdom, and very short story, basically one of my clients was working out of here. I wasn't overly happy with what I was doing back in the UK. Offered me an interview, so I hopped on a plane, came over to Dubai for one evening, first time ever visiting, and he sold it to me straight away, and then the opportunity to come to such a beautiful place, and it was something I couldn't turn down.
Fair enough. So what were your first impressions when you arrived, and what was the UAE like there?
Well, it was obviously, that was 11 years ago, so 2008 I arrived, so quite some time ago. A lot has changed since then. I remember the first couple of weeks I was here before starting my new employment. I decided I'd have a look around and do all the nice things, so I played lots of golf. I had quite a few friends out of here, so met up with friends, and they took me around to meet all of their friends, and as happens in Dubai, lots of networking, from the word go really. Lots of changes. Dubai has grown considerably, and continues to grow, and it's nice to be a part of that.
Tell us about the job that physically brought you here.
So the job that brought me here was for an investment asset management company working for a fund of funds. So basically we had a fund that would invest into lots of other different funds across different asset classes. It was a bit of a funny one really, because although that's what I came out here to do, within 4 months of being here, obviously 2008, not the ideal time to arrive because the global recession hit, and we were actually made redundant, the whole investment team, within 4 months of being here. So it was a bit of a shock to the system, but I'm pleased I'm still here to tell the story.
James, can you tell us about some of the professional landmarks in your journey so far, from arrival to the present day?
Yeah, certainly. As I mentioned, within 4 months of being here, unfortunately, I was made redundant, so that was a pretty big landmark for me, and a bit of a shock to the system, but I battled on and spent lots of time going out and meeting different people through friends that I knew and had met, and people that I knew before I moved out here. I then moved on, fortunately through a friend of mine, to work in Ras Al Khaimah for a private family, where I worked looking after various companies, I think 60 to 70 different companies, kind of thrown in at the deep end. Lots of it was just learning about how different businesses work, also learning how industry works in the UAE in terms of corporations and company setups and so on and so forth. I then, after so long decided it wasn't for me, and that I wanted to, mainly because I wanted to do something on my own. And that's when I decided to set up my company, Part Lane Group, in 2012. Since then I've assisted overseas companies in setting up companies in the region where they've needed a local partner, where the local partner would roll up their sleeves and get properly stuck in and involved in the business, open certain doors. And then aside from that, the hospitality business came in about 3 years ago. Liquid Hospitality Card, which is the discount program offering discounts to people in the hospitality industry at various food and beverage outlets and lifestyle discounts around town. And that's where we're going with the business now. Outside of that, I've sort of become quite entrepreneurial, if you like, leading up to my current business, which is a hospitality discount program, which liquid hospitality card, which has been going for about 18 months. It used to be a physical card that people who work in hospitality could take around town and get discounts in various bars, restaurants, nightclubs, beach clubs, lifestyle discounts on theme parks, gents' tailors, ladies' nail salons, and so on and so forth. So there's something for everybody. The physical card was a challenge, delivering the card and producing the card and trying to keep the cost down so that the guys in hospitality can afford to buy the membership. It was quite difficult. So we've actually gone down the route of a mobile application, which we launch, fingers crossed, next week after at the latest, and we're very excited about that. We've got 20,000 people on a Facebook group that we run, that we've built up over the last 18 months, and it's been received extremely well, so we're excited about launching that.
So James, what key lessons have you learned along the way during your professional journey here?
That's a good question. I think that the main thing is just to keep going and make sure you look at and see what other competitors in the market are doing. But just keep going and don't give up. I've had some challenges along the way. I did have I mentioned just before that I had a few other businesses that we've done within the organisation that I own, and one of them I built up for 2 years and spent an enormous amount of time on it, and I was trying to grow it organically, and then along came a new company that was a competitor, venture capitalist, huge amount of money coming in, and I decided to shut it down that day. Fortunately, with Liquid Hospitality Card, I've got it to the stage where I think we're that far ahead of the game, fingers crossed, that there shouldn't be any challenges there, and if there are, it'd probably be quite healthy, to be honest with you.
Just a little more about your aspirations for the future. What are your dreams?
So I think it's a very good question. I think one of the things for me that has happened since I launched Liquid Hospitality Card a couple of years ago is I've kind of fallen in love with the hospitality industry, and it's something that I really want to give back to. It's very important to me, and I see this as being an extremely successful business, and I think we're doing some real good here. But as well as we're going to be taking in monies for memberships and what have you, and there are 700,000 people in the industry here in the UAE. So there could be some considerable funds coming in, and it's really important that we put back, and we want to give back, and ultimately, the answer to your question is we want to be able to provide a platform for the members of the hospitality industry to have a voice, which currently doesn't exist.
How important has networking been to your success here? And has it provided you with good business opportunities? Can you tell us about your interaction with different groups and organisations here in the UAE?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, in terms of financial services, the English Business Council is obviously a great example of, well, not just financial services for everything, but previously for financial services, lots of conferences for networking, obviously throughout the UAE, predominantly Dubai and Abu Dhabi, DIFC, Abu Dhabi Global Markets, and beyond as well. Jersey Finance have a presence here, which is an organisation that promotes Jersey's financial service industry. I used to work for a Jersey company, so promoting that through here was a very good organisation. In terms of hospitality, it's networking is equally as, and if not more important. Most of that is done through socialising, so it's quite a pleasant way of networking. But it's just we often get invited to new launches of venues, and there are always some key players there. And yes, absolutely, going to networking is a huge thing here, and it is where a vast majority of the decisions are made, and where relationships certainly begin.
Very interesting indeed. So has working in the Middle East been good to you, and do you intend to stay?
Yes and yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been very good to me. It's been coming from the UK to a big international place such as the UAE. It was a steep learning curve, lots and lots of lessons learned, and it's been invaluable. It really has. And as far as staying, I have absolutely no plans to go anywhere anytime soon. That's for sure. My wife's been here for over 20 years. I've been here for 11, and we love it here. It's our home.
James, thank you very much indeed.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.